in time. They need to continue to keep these lines of communication open if all of them are in it to have a season and to get this CBA done. But I do think it's interesting that she's saying that the Players Association is getting ready for that. They want to have the resources so that the players have somewhere to go, and she kind of alluded to it there. So they're kind of preparing for it if they have to. And they're actually not the only place that is preparing for it. Unrivaled is also a place that is preparing for a strike, and we've heard it from other players. Like, we've heard Natasha Cloud say, if there's a strike or there's a lockout in the WNBA, everybody can go and play in Unrivaled. Which brings me to my last point on Unrivaled.
You know, I know a lot of people are kind of like hating about being a part of Unrivaled and also trying to negotiate the WNBA, but it's like, I want two things to both be successful. And literally that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I'm looking at this from a pure business standpoint and how things can be great for everyone. I think that Unrivaled, the only thing that Unrivaled is showing is positive. When you show players on social media or in games or wherever the case may be, people watch.
Right.
So we can't not have that for our summer season in the WNBA.
And this is where a lot of people from the beginning have been calling it a conflict of interest, because it clearly is. And I'm not saying that Breanna Stewart has bad intentions. I don't actually think that she does. But she's saying here, I want two things to both be successful. She cannot come out here and say that she cares about the WNBA more than she cares about.
Nobody inside the building said it out loud, but everyone felt it. Something was breaking. Not slowly, not quietly, but all at once. Phones buzzed, emails stacked up, executives refreshed numbers like their jobs depended on it. Overnight, the story had flipped, and the crazy part was nobody in the league caused it. One player did, Caitlin Clark. Just a few months ago, she was supposed to be the future, the nice marketing piece, the ratings boost, the rookie you carefully build around. That was the plan, slow, controlled, safe. The entire energy shifted. She didn't look excited, starstruck, or grateful. She looked calm, like she had been there forever, like the moment belonged to her. Then she started talking, breaking down pick-and-roll coverages, calling out defensive mistakes before replays, correcting former NBA players mid-sentence, teaching veterans live. Millions were watching, and social media erupted instantly. Clips went everywhere. Wait, why is she this good on TV? Why isn't she on every game? The broadcast stopped being about basketball. It became about her, and that's when the panic quietly began.
Events where you need help with the viewership, fam. Now, it was also announced that the president of NBC Sports ended up saying that he might want Caitlin Clark back more than that March 29th appearance that they already announced. Let's take a look at this, man. According to NBC Sports President Rick Cordella, Clark's performance checked every box the network hoped for. The appearance was not treated as a one-off moment, but rather as a glimpse into what her future in sports media could look like. While Clark remains focused on her playing career, NBC clearly views her as a natural fit in front of the camera and someone worth investing in long-term. Something might be nascent here, man. Hey, I'm just saying. All right, so it says NBC Sports leadership weighs in. Rick Cordella spoke positively about Clark's debut, noting that she did a good job and handled the role with ease. He highlighted her understanding of the game and her ability to...
Inside the Women's National Basketball Association offices, something uncomfortable was happening. Conversations about teams and games stopped. Everyone was talking about one thing. Clark, are you watching this? Why is she trending above us? How did NBC get her first? Nobody had answers. While the league was caught up in negotiations, paperwork, and meetings, NBC Sports had moved fast, signed fast, and acted fast. And suddenly, Caitlin Clark was everywhere.
The January 5th season opener and January 26th TNT, True TV windows, did not face such competition. Indeed. Well, this last Friday, they didn't face any competition this last Friday. Folks, that's bad. 103,000 viewers. Down 44%. That's nearly half. Nearly half their viewers dipped off. I being one of them. Rudy being another. I'm sure many of you as well said, I ain't coming back. Many of you probably said, I ain't going either. I'm not coming back, and I'm not going to check it out either. Oof. Well, let's get into some positive news, shall we? Let's get into something a little bit more positive. Sunday night basketball, milestone for NBA on NBC Sports. Lakers-Knicks, 4.5 million viewers on NBC plus Telemundo, 5 million peak audience. Most watched regular season Sunday night NBA game since 2002, excludes Christmas Day. Sunday night NBA games. Now, a Sunday night NBA, is that ABC included, or the ABC games Saturday night games from back in the day?
And just like that, she stole the spotlight overnight. Then the numbers came in, and that's when it hurt. Segments with Clark saw ratings skyrocket. Clips of her face drew millions of views every time she spoke. Engagement exploded. Meanwhile, league content stayed flat, normal, quiet. That contrasted like a slap. It exposed something brutal. Fans weren't following the league anymore. They were following her. And once fans follow a player instead of the brand loses control. That's when emergency meetings started. Doors closed, phones face down, everyone tense. At the head of the table sat Kathy Engelberg, watching numbers on screens, seeing Clark everywhere except under league control. Someone finally whispered it. What if she doesn't need us anymore? The room went silent because that sentence is every commissioner's nightmare. If the player doesn't need the league loses leverage, control, power. And that's exactly what it felt like. Not growth, but a loss of control. But that wasn't the only problem. While Clark was dominating NBC, another project quietly struggled. Big idea, big promotion, big expectations, but shockingly small crowds, sometimes barely 20,000 viewers. Meanwhile, Clark's NBC debut drew millions, not thousands. The comparison was humiliating. One side begging for attention, the other pulling it naturally, effortlessly. And that's when jealousy crept in.
Made it clear that Clark was well prepared and comfortable in the setting, something that stood out given the size of the audience and the spotlight that comes with an NBA national broadcast. Spotlight at Madison Square Garden. Clark's analyst role came during a big matchup between the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers, a game that naturally draws national attention. Madison Square Garden provided a fitting backdrop for her first major NBA television appearance. NBC Sports viewed the setting as an opportunity for Clark to share her perspective without forcing the moment. Her analysis focused on the flow of the game, player tendencies, and situational basketball, keeping the broadcast grounded and accessible. More Clark already on the schedule. NBC is planning to bring Clark back later this season. Cordell confirmed that she is scheduled to appear as an analyst for the Knicks vs. Thunder on March 29th. He also added that he hopes to see more of Clark moving forward, signaling that the door is open for additional appearances. While no expanded role has been formally announced,
some players felt it too. Imagine grinding for years, only to watch one rookie take the entire spotlight in a single night. It doesn't feel inspiring. It feels personal. Even stars like Paige Buckers were being compared, not fairly but brutally. Why is Clark bigger? Why is NBC calling her first? Why is everyone talking about her? That's how pressure builds, not from hate, but from comparison. And comparison destroys locker rooms. Then something even worse leaked. Internal documents. CBA talks, financial concerns, behind-the-scenes tension, all at the worst possible time. Now, the story wasn't just Clark dominating. It was a league looking unstable, contracts messy, viewership shaky, projects underperforming. While on the other side, Clark was breaking records, smiling on NBC untouchable.
The fans could get, and yeah, I mean, I guess I'm here for it. I'm here for it if that's all we're gonna get, but I definitely hope that they end up figuring out this whole CBA thing, man. Now, I did see this yesterday, but I didn't too much care to talk about it, man. It's the same old status quo with the CBA proposal, but somehow it was leaked by Ramona Shelburne. I don't think it was leaked by her. I think ESPN leaked it. She just put it on her Twitter, but it's funny that it says confidential and everybody has it now. But anyway, they was just saying some of the things that the proposal is given, right? Substantially increase player salaries to reflect recent and future business growth, promote business health and profitability, maintain incentives for team and league investment, right? So yeah, basically just saying these are the things we're going to be giving them, and this is what they're denying. Now, this could be a play to, once again, win over the public. I don't know. But it is interesting to see that they have the Supermax salary, their projections here. 250 is what was going on last year. Of course, we heard that it could get up to 1.2 million when they do sign the max. And then they were saying in the next 5 years, it could get up to 1.8 million. Now, they also dropped a higher revenue scenario, which added.
It didn't look like a rookie story anymore. It looked like revenge, like the league tried to control her, and she simply walked around them. She took the biggest stage, the largest audience, and didn't ask permission. That's power, real power, because real stars don't beg for platforms. Platforms beg for them. By the end of the week, one truth was impossible to hide. This wasn't hype. This wasn't a lucky night. This was a shift, a permanent one. Clark wasn't just a WNBA player anymore. She was a basketball figure, period. No label, no limits. Once someone reaches that level, you can't put them back in a box. The league wasn't leading her. They were chasing her, always one step behind. And that's when fear finally hit. If NBC could do this once, what happens next time if fans follow her instead of the league? What happens to the league if she keeps breaking records outside their system? What power do they have left? Nobody said it out loud, but everyone was thinking it. This wasn't just a TV appearance. This wasn't just a good game. This was a night control slipped, the night the system cracked, the night one player quietly became bigger than the machine built to contain her. And the scariest part? She didn't fight, didn't argue, didn't complain. She just showed up and took everything, their viewers, their spotlight, their attention. And once attention leaves, it rarely comes back. While NBC celebrated, while fans replayed clips, while her name kept trending, league offices sat in silence because deep down, they knew something terrifying. They didn't lose a game. They didn't lose a contract. They lost control. And once you lose control of your biggest star, you don't run the future anymore. She does.